Hello and welcome to this Moneycontrol interview. We're in conversation with Fabricio Bloisi, who's here in India. He is the CEO of Prosus and Naspers. Prosus, of course, is one of the biggest technology investors in the world. And in India, too, they have invested over $8.6 billion with portfolio companies such as Swiggy and Meesho. Now, Fabricio is here for the very first edition of Luminate. Fabricio, welcome to India, welcome to Bengaluru, and tell us a little about Luminate and what it stands for.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm very excited to be here in India again, and I hope I'll get back here more often and many more times. We are running now our Luminate. Luminate is a series of events we are going to do all around the world, starting here in India, but going also to Europe, to Latin America, to US, and back here in India. And we are much more than investors. I know you said, they are investors. We are much more than investors. We really believe we are building a global big tech company, the biggest big tech company outside US and China. And I'm sure India can have a very important participation in this story. I really believe you can have not only unicorns in India, but $50 billion companies here. And it's important to have a company that can invest, but also share knowledge, share best practices with India, and also learn from India, because I have a few amazing things I see here that we can apply outside. So we are putting together tomorrow 1,000 partners and friends and entrepreneurs to talk about what we learned from outside, to listen from India, and to make sure that we are sharing knowledge. That's how we can help the ecosystem to move faster.
Right. Fabricio, interestingly, we're talking at a time when you're just, I think in May 2024 was when it was announced that you've taken charge as CEO. You officially took charge in July. What has year one been like? What was your major focus? Because it's also coinciding with a huge rush that we've seen in AI. So what's kept you busy, and how do you sort of view India compared to the other markets that you invest in?
I am super excited. I'm also super busy. It was a crazy year. I'm working. I founded a company many years ago. I'm working as much as when I started like a 10-people company many years ago. And that's amazing. I'm traveling now around the world. I'm seeing all our companies. We have so many good companies all around the world, including our Indian companies that are very good in capabilities that the US doesn't know or Europe doesn't know. For example, we have a few companies that operate with exceptional operational excellence. So like operate cheaper and can serve many more customers. I think India is innovating a lot on that area. Considering my first year, I'm working on Prosus to share more, to learn more, to become a tech company, not as an investor, with a culture of a tech company, and also to focus in 3 ecosystems. And the 3 ecosystems we focus is Latin America, Europe, and India. So we are quite focused on that. We are putting lots of efforts in terms of time, best practice sharing, and money on these 3 ecosystems. That's why I know Prosus invested $9 billion in India, but we are just getting started. Hope we will do. I'm sure we will do much more. Invested in India, and you also talked about AI. AI, it's a very important moment. I believe the AI revolution is as important as the industrial revolution. So the big companies you are going to see in 10 years, they are going to be different than the companies you have today. If the company doesn't adopt AI to serve the customer better, to operate cheaper, to have new products, they are going to lose market share. What is an amazing opportunity for Prosus and for India to use the new technology to serve much more people. We are running a lot on AI, and I think we will have lots of good news on that.
Right. Give us a sense of how you see the tech investment cycle playing out globally. At least when I see headlines from the US and Silicon Valley, billions of dollars are getting invested in AI companies every day. How are you playing this? Because you said that you don't just want to be an investor, you want to be an innovator, technology company. How is Prosus going to navigate this whole AI cycle?
What we don't do is just put lots of money in many companies. We try to understand, what we know, and how we can help. So Prosus has more than 2 billion customers all around the world. We can invest in an AI company that we can use our 2 billion customers to distribute their products to our customers, and therefore the company is going to grow more, and our offerings in these markets are going to grow more. Also, we can use our learnings from Brazil, from Europe, from Africa to share with these AI companies. So it's not like we just get a deck and we invest. We try to see how it fits our knowledge and our customer base and our vision that it's possible to create real big new leaders through AI. So that's what we are trying to do. I think also internally we have a lot of AI knowledge. For example, we are developing what we call large commerce model, where we train a new model using all data inside one of our companies. So it gets all data, customer information, what they navigate, what they bought, what they haven't bought, all the interaction with the customer service. And we create a model that is much smarter than the existing models and that can reason why the customer is taking a decision. So we are doing that in Prosus, but to every company we talk, we also show to them our technology on AI to make those companies better.
Right. In your shareholder letter a few days ago, you spoke about India, about how, this is a key market. You've invested over $8.6 billion. What can we expect in the next 5 years? Will 8.6 become, say, 15 billion in 5 years?
The 8.6 will become 50 billion. 50. Not in terms of investments, but in terms of market value. Okay. That's my focus. I can invest a few more $1 billion. So we will invest $1 billion in India, but we are thinking big. We have transformation happening in technology through AI. We have India as an amazing market that is very big. We have to think exponentially. I think many times we humans think, the world is going to keep growing the way we saw it growing, but that's not how the things work. The world grows exponentially because of innovation. And I think there is so much opportunity here in India to create exponential organizations that grow a lot and have so much impact. We have 1.5 billion people to serve, and we need new technology to reduce the costs and serve at a better quality. I have to invest many more $1 billion here, and I have to create, together with our local entrepreneur partners, benchmarks for the world in terms of technology. I think we can help because we have the investment capacity, the scale to learn from outside, the agility to create these companies, and we are looking for partners to make it a reality.
And $50 billion, when you say that, that's the value of your...
Value of the companies, yes.
Value of the companies in India can touch, what is it now?
$10 billion, so much less. We want to make it...
Over what time frame?
Few years. Doesn't have a good number now, but I think if it's more than 3 years, it's too far away. So let's move faster. India likes to move faster. Prosus likes to move faster. Let's do it.
Right. Also, Fabricio, in terms of themes, quantum of investment, size of deals, again, how will you look at India? Because, you're a big investor in consumer internet space with bets like Swiggy, Meesho, Rapido. What are you looking at going forward? Because of late, you've also been active in the AI space with smaller bets. But what excites you in terms of themes and sectors? And what will your sweet spot be? Will it be early stage deals, growth stage deals? Are you seeing growth stage deals?
We have a lot of flexibility. We can invest $5 million in a startup. We can invest $1 billion in a much bigger company. So we have a lot of flexibility. Sometimes we make a small investment. Sometimes we buy the whole company. We just bought 5 months ago Decolar in Brazil for $2 billion. We bought Just Eat Takeaway for $5 billion. So we have a lot of flexibility. How we see the sectors, the ecosystem is the thing. We don't want to invest in companies that we are just investing and waiting. We want to invest in companies that we can help to grow more. So how we see that? We see it's a flywheel that starts with food delivery and payments, because these are very high frequency areas. So if you win in food delivery and payments, we have the foundation to create business on top of that. And on top of that, our focus is e-commerce and experiences. So today we have already more than 30 companies here in India, I think 35. And we are going to keep looking for companies on those areas, food delivery, payments, fintech, e-commerce and experience, that we believe that together with us, we can make those companies grow faster.
Right. talking about your companies here, the last year was a milestone year for you with Swiggy's IPO. This year also, there's going to be Meesho, there's going to be Urban Company, there's going to be BlueStone. So is this going to be a big year for you in terms of IPOs in India? Will you look at taking money off the table, like what you did with Swiggy, where you already, I think, took out $550 million?
I want to put money in the table to grow much more in India, to make India grow faster. However, that said, we have many IPOs this year, so around 5 companies this year. So we are very excited that some of the bets we made in the last 2 years, a few of the bets were made like 4, 5, 6 years ago. They are becoming more mature now. Actually, I don't think the word is mature. They are becoming more visible. But we have more 30 companies we invested. I think there is a lot of things to grow. So the moment is not like to take money off the table. The moment is to build a real big leader in India. And I think we are a great partner to do that.
5 you said. So that would be Meesho, BlueStone, Urban Company. Which 2 am I missing?
I don't remember any of the names. Even the one that you said, I'm not sure if they are those names or not. So
right. Let me just
I don't
spotlight
remember.
this. So this is it's called Tokan.
Tokan, yes.
Which is an AI in Prosus's AI agent.
Yes.
So if we want a check from Prosus, we'll have to ask Tokan going forward.
Exactly. You can make an interview if you Tokan there and ask about the IPOs. Maybe Tokan can talk. I cannot talk about IPOs otherwise. We will be in trouble.
Right. Fabricio, you're also a rare investor who's sort of been an entrepreneur and an operator for many years, right? You started up at the age of 21 with mobile. You ran it for 2 decades. And then you also built and scaled iFood, which is one of the biggest food delivery companies in Latin America.
And in the world.
And in the world. So keeping that experience in mind, tell us about Swiggy, because Prosus is the biggest investor there with 25%. They are battling it on the one hand on food delivery and on the other hand on quick commerce. Directionally, where do you see Swiggy? How bullish are you about that?
I think my experience as an entrepreneur helps a lot. Many people think entrepreneur is you have an idea, you create an app, and then it grows a lot. Most people doesn't know that before this, it grows a lot. Usually there is 10, 15 years of very hard work to create that overnight success. So every overnight success, had 20 years work before people talk about that. Exactly. So that my story, as you said, I created a 2-people company. It grew a lot. Now we have like 7,000 people inside the company, 400,000 partners, restaurants, 400,000 drivers. So it's a close to $10 billion company, around $10 billion company. But the most important thing is that we are not an investor that lacks understanding how is the dynamics of funding, starting a company, going through the lean process of learning, going through ups and downs, going through cycles, changing the type of people that is needed as you grow. So I think I had the opportunity to pass through all of that. What hopefully, I believe, position ourselves better to serve also our partners through advice, ideas, pressure. We complain a lot too. We think everything can be better. And I think this helps everyone to grow faster. Swiggy is also an overnight success with 10 years history. And their story is super interesting. And because of the size and potential of India, I believe it's just starting. The quick commerce business of Swiggy has more success here in India than in most part of the world. So I think the world can learn what they are doing here. There are also challenges because many quick commerce companies are still investing, but we are very confident because we've been through so many cycles that sometimes we have some investment cycle, then we have the phase of see the growth and the maturity of the business. I think Swiggy is doing very well in food delivery. We are very confident with the numbers. We want and we will lead. And Swiggy is doing very innovative and well on quick commerce. We are very confident. And because Prosus has an operation in Latin America and in food, an operation in Europe now.
Delivery Hero, or that was some time.
No, we have Latin America is iFood, Brazil, then we have the Latin America with Delivery Hero, then we have Europe with Delivery Hero. We just acquired Jets. So we have many companies where we can learn a few things and try to share with Swig. That's what we are trying to do.
Right. Quick commerce is unique because, as you said, it's worked in India, whereas it's failed in many parts of the world. I think the density of population here, the unique business model has helped. But it's also very competitive. So, Instamart.
I heard about it.
Instamart is competing with Blinkit and Zepto. Again, do you think this is a 3-player race, 4-player race? Because internet is usually winner takes all, where there are 1 or 2 winners in the end.
Yeah, I don't think that those markets are a winner take all. In many of them, you have 2 or 3, even 3 players. I think the world lives in cycles. I don't know if you remember that, but like 5 years ago, everyone was investing billions on quick commerce. In the world, it reduced. Right now, India is investing billions in quick commerce. The world is not investing billions in quick commerce right now. And the world lives in cycles of everyone is excitedly investing more. Then some people win. Then usually you reduce the investments and you have a more, you can see the benefits of the business you built. I think we are in a phase of expansion here. There will be other phases here. So I'm not worried that it's super competitive. Yes, some people are going to win, for example, us, Swiggy. And then we are going to keep moving to a different phase in the future.
Do you think an acquisition could have helped them? Could they have acquired maybe another player to solidify their presence, someone like a Zepto?
I think they are doing well right now. They are doing quite well with Instamart. So we are happy about what they are doing today.
Let me also talk about the other bet that's doing very well for you, Meesho. This is one of the companies that's preparing to IPO. They've really sort of, created a niche for themselves with e-commerce.
Yes.
Again, how bullish are you about Meesho? Because they came years after Amazon, years after Walmart backed Flipkart, and they still managed to, pull ahead.
It's amazing to have a story like Meesho because they are from India creating products and quality and services that's really...
Everyone thought e-commerce was done.
Yes, like you have 2 players, then you have a new player that grows. Some people think is the number 1 in a few metrics. So it's a solution for India that really expands the addressable markets of e-commerce. That's the kind of innovation we have to have here in India. We are super bullish on Meesho. We love the work they are doing. And again, I think they are just starting. There is much more to grow. And I think they are better positioned, not just to compete today, but to compete over the next 5 years. That's the kind of company we want to keep investing, supporting, and hope we can help them to do even better.
Right. Are you also, seeing your portfolio companies, not just in India, but across the world, become more paranoid about AI, infuse AI in every layer? How are you pushing them to do that?
I think if our companies are not paranoid about AI, I make them paranoid about AI. So they have no choice. I think every company, I think your viewers here, my question to you, are you paranoid about AI? If you are not, you are late. You should move faster. Why? The world is going to change completely. You cannot work today without a smartphone or without using a messaging server or without using search. The companies are not going to work without being very good on AI in a few years. As electricity, as the industrial revolution. So I think it's a very, very strong transformation. Sometimes people think, AI is overhyped. I think AI is underhyped. Everything is going to be different. We are going to operate customer center completely different. Marketing, news is going to change. Everything is going to change completely. So the companies, people that invest earlier, test 20 things and found their way to be more efficient with that are going to outcompete everyone else. We want to be one of those players. I think the Americans are investing a lot on that. Americans is the US way to do it. They have like $10 billion being invested right now, only in companies, plus $100 billion in data centers. Yeah. So probably, maybe they are over-investing 50 of the 100, but because maybe they are going to make mistakes, but for sure they are investing the thing that they need to do to win. I think Prosus is a company that is focused in India and in Europe and in America that doesn't have the $100 billion to invest.
Yeah.
But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 to make sure we have here leaders that understand the local reality, are local entrepreneurs, local winners, and can capture the benefit of this transformation.
Right. Are you also excited about what Rapido is doing? Again, a similar story with like Meesho, right? Ola, Uber, two-player market. Where is a third or a fourth player, going to come from? And yet they came up with their innovative offerings.
It's the same story.
Now they're expanding to food delivery. Might end up competing with Swiggy, which is a strategic investor in Rapido. How you see the dynamic play?
Now, these comments about these rumors, I don't know anything about that. So I don't know, you were saying that. But this story is the same. I'll say a few years ago, people would say, okay, you have two players on ride hailing. And now you have a third player that is local. I think India should be proud about these two examples. It's a local innovation, local technology that grow to become even the number one. And I think both of them are just starting because their cost structure enables them to serve 1 billion customers that maybe the other competitors could not serve.
Yeah.
Prosus betting and helping this kind of company we are here for that. And it's not only money. If we just help them with money, we're not doing enough. We can take these two companies and show them what we are doing in Brazil, in Europe, in US, in Africa, in China, what enables them to move faster. And it's their merit to move faster, but they can move faster if they have the backing of a global player. That's what we are doing.
Right. Coming to the final part of the interview, Fabricio, I also have to ask you about PayU, which is a significant fintech for you in India. They also have IPO plans. I think it was the five that I missed.
I don't remember any of the 5 names, but I trust you. You are very well informed, but I don't know.
But tell us about PayU. Are you happy with how they are progressing? Is there more stability there?
PayU is the number one, I believe, the number one payments company here. So we are very bullish in the future of PayU. PayU is an infrastructure payment company and credit now that enables tens of thousands of merchants to do transactions on the internet. And we are a long, we are a long investor in India. We know it's going to keep growing. We know we are going to have much more e-commerce growing, much more demand for people to do online transactions. So PayU is the number one, and we think it's going to grow a lot. So we are very confident about that. And we have to keep making sure that we are innovating faster and make sure we have the best offering payments. And we are investing in sharing the more we can of our experience around the world. I think payment is going to be even more central in our strategy to have a strong India ecosystem. So I think we have many more things to do on PayU, and we are very excited about that.
Right. We've spoken about the blockbuster investments, but there have also been some duds or disasters. What had those taught you? What have you learned from those cars? Or, say a Baiju or a PharmEasy with some major cutback in valuation.
But PharmEasy is doing well again, so
stabilizing.
It has a few problems and it's recovered well. You said what I think about these cars. If we didn't have cars, means that we are not taking enough risks. We are here to build a much bigger company, so we need to take risks. We need to make bets, and if they are not wrong from time to time, then we should be taking more risks. People say, "Yeah, but you lost money." Yes, we lost some money in some place. We make money in others. We are just starting our journey, so these cars are part of life. You told me I started a company. iFood is a big company, $10 billion. People say, oh, you have this idea and it worked. That's not the reality. Things got wrong and wrong and wrong, and we turn around and we test 100 things, then one works. So scars are parts of our journey to create amazing things. And failing a few of them here in India is part of the journey.
Right. As someone who has seen the highs and lows of businesses, what's your usual advice to entrepreneurs?
Think big. We are just starting. There is so much innovation ahead. There is so much opportunities ahead. This is the best moment to create an amazing company. We just talked about 2 examples of companies that started from here and are leading their markets. Everything is just starting. The exponential growth is just starting. So go there and do it. That's the best moments to do that.
Right.
Enjoy the ride.
And what does Fabricio do when he's not running Prosus and Naspers? What are your other passions and hobbies? You're from Brazil, so is football something that you really enjoy?
I'm a very strange Brazilian.
You don't
I'm
like
the only Brazilian that doesn't talk a lot about football, soccer, but I love running and going to the gym, and I really love going to a desert island and stay by myself in the nature. So I like to do hiking and walking I just did the Camino de Santiago, like 500 kilometers walking in Spain. So I like to do my nature trips. I have to find a nature trip to do here in India too someday.
Oh, there are many, plenty in Karnataka as well. You should check it out. But
and also to stay with my daughters. I have 2 daughters, and we have 4 daughters, me and my wife. And I have to stay with the family, traveling, stay in the desert islands. And next big thing, coming with the family here to India.
oh, we'll be happy to host all of them. But on that note, Fabricio, thank you very much for this conversation. And thank you for joining us on Moneycontrol.
My pleasure. Hope to be back here soon to talk more cases and to tell you how our $50 billion is just starting here in India.